When Bill Clinton compared today's political climate with the political climate around the time of the Oklahoma City bombing, conservatives accused the former president of trying to smear Tea Party protests. In our third story in the countdown, we patiently await what those same conservatives will say about former House Speaker Newt Gingrich categorizing the Tea Party as potentially, quote, militant, end quote. Speaking at a trade event in central Pennsylvania, Mr. Gingrich called the Tea Party movement a natural expression of frustration with Republicans and anger at Democrats, but it is more likely to end up as the militant wing of the Republican Party rather than an independent or third party. Not all in the crowd agreed with Mr. Gingrich's description. Tea Party supporter Susan Livermore telling the York Dispatch, "I wouldn't use the word militant." Also at odds with Newt Gingrich's choice of words, Newt Gingrich. Just last week, Gingrich spent tax day with Tea Partiers in Austin, Texas. There, he praised the movement as crucial to taking back the White House and Congress. He told attendees they were serving their country through patriotism right before signing the Tea Party pledge, Contract from America.
I'm going to sign this myself as a Tea Party. I think every one of you should feel comfortable saying to the news media, saying to elected officials, we are American citizens and we have the right to gather and we have the right to petition. And that was the base of on which America grew. And anybody who lacks respect for that should automatically be defeated as being totally out of touch with the spirit that made America great.
The perfect time to bring in the D.C. bureau chief for Mother Jones and columnist for Politics Daily, David Corn. David, so last week, Newt's calling himself a Tea Partier. This week, he dismisses the movement as a militant fringe. So which Newt is right?
Well, I'm not sure when he called it militant, that was an insult. You know, I think there's always been a split personality within Newt Gingrich between the Newt that wants to see himself as a statesman and the Newt that wants to see himself as a bomb thrower, which is how you recall he came to power back in the late 80s and early 90s. So, but, you know, the important thing here is that he's talking about the Tea Party as an extension of the Republican Party, which polls show it is.
And how is this likely to play with Tea Party operatives? Do they want to be seen, or for at least temporarily anyway, as more independent of the Republican Party? Does this get Newt in trouble with the Tea Party movement?
Well, there was a very interesting piece by John Martin and Ben Smith in Politico today that made, you know, a somewhat obvious point that poll after poll after poll show that the Tea Party folks are basically just Republicans. You know, they are either identify as Republicans or independents who lean Republican. 70% of them voted for John McCain. So this isn't a third-party independent force rising out of the ether or descending from the ether. It is basically, you know, ticked off Republicans. They're ticked off mainly at Obama, and they're ticked off a little bit at the Republican Party for not having defeated Obama. So in that way, there's not a lot of, I think, debate over whether they're going to be Republicans or not, because I think already they are.
Now, does this put Newt in a crossfire with Sarah Palin? Is she warming up her Twitter account to clarify that the Tea Party is not at all militant, not in any way?
Listen, I think that everybody, you know, in the Republican Party who has any idea of running in 2012, and I don't know why Newt thinks he can, but obviously, you know, he likes to at least imagine that he can. You know, they want to have the Tea Party energy on their side. It's really the only base in the Republican Party left. I'm not sure they have that much energy, but, you know, given the advanced stage, the average advanced stage of the Tea Party types, but they want it. So, you know, militant, I think, can be spun one way or the other. You know, where the people who took arms at Lexington and Concord militants, You betcha. You can bet your chicken on that, Lawrence, if you want to go to the doctor's office. So I think this is a word game that Newt and Sarah Palin, anyone else, can spin in whatever direction they want. And I think a lot of the people who I see at the Tea Party rallies would be happy to be called militants, rebels, almost treasonous if the government they're overthrowing is that of Barack Obama.
David Corn of Mother Jones, thanks for taking a stab at deconstructing Newt Gingrich.
It's tough. It's tough.
It is.
Thank you.